we're good.
Be like, bussin' with the boys, hanging with the fellas, betting on a game. No woman's gonna tell us what to do, and I've been over here just drinking beer and making that noise. Baby, I'm hanging with the fellas, bussin' with the boys.
Bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Bussin' with the Boys. This is episode 349. Bussin' with the Boys is presented by FanDuel Sportsbook, America's #1 sportsbook.
Yeah, and if you're watching on this spooky little October 7th, you know what that today is Tuesday. But real quick, we want to talk to you about Thursday because Thursdays have been treating the boys very well.
If you just backtrack a little bit, last Thursday, Bussin' with the Boys, same game parlay, cash it. In the first half, I might add. The first half.
And again, this was a full game parlay that hit in the first two quarters.
Right. We only needed 30 minutes. Teams want to play for 60. We only needed 30. That's what's telling you everything you need to know. Kyron Williams, anytime touchdown. CMC, anytime touchdown. CMC, all rushing yards of 30 plus, 40 plus. Kyron Williams, 10 plus alt receiving yards. That was plus 518. Like we said before, that cashed in the first half of the game.
I want to say just north of 10,000 people were happy. But this Thursday, Bussin' with the Boys is cooking up another same game parlay. Stay tuned because we are in the lab right now.
And of course, we got some of FanDuel's Thursday touchdown jackpot. Will, tell them about that.
Make sure you opt into the promo and place an anytime touchdown score bet on the Eagles-Giants game. Then tune in to see if your player scores either the first or the last touchdown. If they do, you'll win your bet and a share of the $2 million jackpot.
Just hit FanDuel.com/bussin to gear up for Thursday and the rest of this week's NFL slate. Boys, it was a hell of a weekend. Not just for football, but for the boys. I'll go first. Listen.
But just to recap, if you all the football talk we're going to have, like we got Mario Cristobal on this episode for the interview. We're also interviewing Field Yates for some fantasy football talk. But if you want the entire recap of college football and NFL over the weekend, that was on yesterday's episode. We had on Kalen DeBoer, we had on Greg Olson, we had a lot of football talk. So that's where the majority of it's going to be. This is more, we have some fun. It is Spooktober.
It's Spooktober.
We're officially in Spooktober. Your boy's rocking the flannel right now, embracing
you look great,
the season.
by the way.
Thank you.
Shoes matching.
I was excited. I took off the shoe. I took out the shoes, and Ruse asked me, "Oh, Dad, you got new shoes?" Audrey was like, "Oh, you got new shoes?" I'm like, "No, they've been in the chamber. They just it's opportunities throughout the year.
Opportunities throughout the year. Take advantage of it. These ones right here, dirty boys. I've been rocking these Chucks for the last week straight, and to be honest with you, I don't know why it's right now, but my phase of my life, I'm really enjoying Converse.
Chucks are the move, bro.
Chucks fuck. That's what they do. They fuck.
I know you've been a big Vans guy, but I think Chucks are over top of Vans.
You like that? Right now where I sit, I enjoy wearing Chucks more than Vans, but in my whole totality of life,
right,
it is Vans. It is Vans. It'll always be Vans for me. Big weekend for the boys. Obviously, let us just tell you real quick how our weeks go. Mondays, we do our football talk, and then we do our intro for the Bus with the Boys episode. You guys are listening now Tuesday at 6 a.m. Then it's Prep City, right? Because Wednesday we shoot college football gambling show, The Locker Room with Josh Pate, and then we shoot the NFL Locker Room gambling show with Delaney Walker and Clay Matthews. Then
both Hall of Fame nominees right now.
Yeah, both Hall of Fame nominees. Then Will and I prep for ESPN, get on a plane at 8:30 at night so we can spend time with our families, get into New York around midnight, 12:30, usually put our head in the pillow around 1 a.m. We wake up at 5:30 in the morning. We go in for a pre-production meeting. Then we shoot ESPN Get Up from 8 Eastern to 10 Eastern. 10:45, we're back on a plane to Nashville, get time with our families, then go stream. That's usually how our weeks go.
You missed one part, though.
What'd I miss?
The Rock.
Yes, well, I was saying this is how
the weeks go down.
This is how, and
usually on weekends we'll travel to a college town. We got the fall tour this weekend. We are going to the Red River rivalry, which we will talk about that in a second.
Say that 3 times fast.
But this week, there was a couple more wrinkles. Yes, we'll have the Rock. We'll get into that in just a moment. Listen, hand up, fumbled back. fumbled. That was just abysmal by me. You put it on film and you're essentially James Franklin after the UCLA game going, buddy, I don't know what to tell you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you here.
I'm glad you got to that point because I know the first time we kind of watched it, you're like, there's really no coaching points here.
I don't think I said that. I think I literally said I saw his eyes and I was like, I need to get the fuck out of here. Out of my skin feeling was what the words I was using. It was tough. So Thursday we do the stream that we get done at that like 11. So we have a couple of days where we're just like, holy shit, that's a lot of work. Wake up 5:30 in the morning. So me, Jack, Jared, Beeman,
the demon,
can go to Vegas, power slap, UFC. I'm not going to get too much into it. I will say there was a couple points there, Jack, where I felt like we couldn't miss.
Ooh, it's true.
It's facts.
Boys were hot.
And
Boys were incredible hot. UFC card.
Boys were spicy.
Incredible UFC card.
Very spicy.
I mean, shout out Alex Pereira.
I know, dude. Him put, what was it, a minute?
Plus 210. Plus 210 to win that. And the first fight between the two of them, you can see Pereira was kind of more in the defensive mode, didn't want to get taken down at all. He came out immediately, but it didn't even meet at the center of the octagon. He pushed his ass right towards us, and he was like, hey, we're not fucking around this time. Handle business the way business needed to be handled. It was impressive to see.
He hit him with the Taylor Lewan ACT score.
Yeah.
Over the top.
Hit him with a couple of those, couple of elbows. Woo. Talking about midnight to 6. That's what we're talking about.
I was wondering if it was going to get called on because old boy's just sitting down there in the pocket a little bit. I'm like, is this, is it a spot where you call it? You kind of let him survive it for a moment. Then Pereira hits him with that. Buddy gets up, tries to. He's like, "Hey, you're celebrating a little too fucking hard right now."
Yeah, but you know what? He had his time to fight it out. You can't go try to fight after the fight because the fight's over. Yeah. That's done. One thing too, not the most exciting. What does redemption look like? Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Okay. With Marab, the second to last fight, boring fight. A lot of people would say. A lot of technical. He's thrown him to the ground. It goes all 5 rounds. Jack said it on the way back. We're watching a guy that's going to be a champion for a very, very long time.
One of the best ever.
Guys.
And also shout out to Corey Sandhagen. He is an absolute dog for holding 5 rounds with him.
Yes, because the gas tank that Marab has on him, he does not stop. He does not let you breathe for a minute. All 5 rounds of that fight, he gets on your back and holds you, waits for you to mess up a little bit. Boom, you're on the ground. Boom, you're on the ground. Takedown after takedown after takedown. And if I'm Marab and if people are booing you and all that and they're getting bored about the fight, you just essentially put up double birds to them and be like, you guys can hate it if you want. I'm going to be here for a long time. The guy is extremely impressive. I don't know the technical aspect of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and the octagon and all that, but just watching as a pedestrian fan, sitting back, I can just tell this guy is in a class of his own right now. He is very impressive.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I didn't catch the fights. I got a parlay sent to me. I blindly put faith in it. It lost. But yeah, I forget what game was on. That night. What was the night game Saturday? College football. Oh, Miami, Florida State.
Buddy, the third to last fight. I know you didn't watch it. We'll just briefly go over it. It was the guy that fought Pereira when Pereira hit the leg kick on him.
I can't pronounce
his name either, but he's a Russian cat as well. He fought Roundtree Jr. Just 2 muscled up guys. When the fight was starting, it looked like 2 robots trying to get some WD-40 in their joints. They seemed very odd, very awkward at first.
Is his name.
The fight just really turned into a slugfest at the end. Both guys are absolutely gassed. Everybody in T-Mobile Arena is on their feet. Dudes are just trading punches back and forth. And the Roundtree ends up going down, getting knocked out. One of those fights you look back and be like, this is why it's the most entertaining sport to watch. It was incredible, dude. All the fights were awesome, but those 3 fights in particular, you kind of get everything you need. Everything. One goes a distance with a knockout. The other one is just Marab being a technician, and then watching Pereira come out, guns blazing, taking back his belt. Overall, was it UFC 320?
Yes.
UFC 320 was amazing, dude. Amazing. Now, Sherm has brought up Dexter Hampton at Dex Hampton, this tier talk multiple times. I might as well address it. What does redemption look like for you with at The Rock?
Now, good news is he responded to the tweet.
Yeah, responded to the tweet. I'll say this. I've already I put the hand up. I said it is what it is. I messed up in a big way. I felt very uncomfortable when I go to this ESPN break and one of the producers like, hey, The Rock's going to be out there and say, you should go say hello. Now we know, I get uncomfortable about just kind of going somewhere immediately to meet somebody and to walk away. I feel uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable saying hello.
Yeah, I uncomfortable saying hello in the fashion it was. So I get kind of pushed out in the middle of the area. I'm sitting there with Matt Malone. Matt Malone sees him first. He starts walking down. I do like this already walk of shame up to the middle. You can see my heart's not in it. I look up. We make eye contact. He immediately looks back down. I think to myself, he doesn't want to be bothered right now. I should just get out of here. Obviously, you watch back the film, and I could just have easily turned around and said, Mr. Rock, hey, I know we've DM'd a whole bunch. You've sent me over 3 minutes worth of voice memos, so we kind of have a bit of a rapport with each other. Nice to meet you in person. My name's Taylor Lewan. Obviously fucked that up. Obviously messed that up. That's on me. Redemption to me looks like this. Got to get The Rock on the show. Got to get The Rock on the show. We've got to he responds to the tweets. I already mentioned about the DMs. He said in 2024 he'd come on. Obviously, listen, man's busy. He's got a lot of stuff to do. He did nothing wrong in the interaction, the lack of interaction between the two of us. But I think it's only fair that The Rock sits in this chair. So that's where redemption comes into place. We might be looking at a possible Rich Eisen situation. Might be looking at a possible tweet at him every single day situation.
Are you going to do that?
I don't run our socials.
It seems like this is a you versus The Rock, because I remember how this all went down with Rich. I'm still driving my 04 4Runner about to hit 300K.
Yeah.
So, hey, I'm just throwing it
Seems
out
like
there.
maybe another bet needs to be placed for this to happen.
Okay.
Ooh.
And that is something I would love to entertain.
Would you do you want to throw anything out there right now for me?
See, the last time I did this, I just jumped the gun.
Right.
So maybe give me 1 week. Next intro, I'll come correct.
I love that. You weren't here for the, was it college football or NFL we were talking about? Oh, it was college football. We're talking about Michigan. And I said, next time I go to Vegas, 50% of what I win, I'll donate to the Michigan NIL fund.
Oh,
I just said that. I just said it out loud. And then I just kind of, in my own brain again, double down.
You're like,
also
well.
within 3 minutes. So I like the fact that you're taking a week.
JP walked you into that.
Walk me in.
Perfectly.
And you know what, dude? Sometimes that guy's got a backup camera on him like nobody. Like he can parallel park anything. You got to give a lot of credit to JP the way he handled me like a child. He's a technician. He absolutely. So yes, I will now stand on that. But I love the fact you're taking a week. So check back in a week with us.
Cool.
We'll have a bet between myself and Jack or Bussin with Jack. Well, the three of us will get together and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we can figure something out. Because
Taylor and The Rock.
would absolutely love to have The Rock on the show.
Right. Skin in the game.
That's one of the heroes right there.
Yeah. So, but yes, I let down not only myself, I let you down. I let Bussin with the boys down. I let our entire company down.
Opportunity for a massive redemption on the show.
Right. And
Minor
also,
setback, major comeback.
Exactly.
yeah, and I'm also going to take back what I just said. If anything, I put us in a great position
There
to have
you
The
go.
Rock on
There you
eventually.
go.
If
Yeah.
you really think about
Positive
it. If you really think about it,
affirmations.
my demise might be what helps us get The Rock here.
I feel like we were in a good situation with the rapport that you guys were building already.
Yeah, but you know what?
Yeah, we were in a great. I was honestly so bummed I couldn't get to meet that dude because I'm back when I'm not in the blocks.
Where were
for
you?
ESPN.
Hair and makeup?
No, I was. So when it was happening, it was during Get Up,
Gotcha.
and there was a moment where they're on, and I'm standing off the side, and I kind of go over to Foss and the people, and I'm like, "Hey, how in the fuck can I get? How can I meet The Rock? I have to meet The Rock." And the opportunity comes when I'm on, and he's out in the
Taylor's out in
block.
the hallway.
And so it all went down. He comes back during commercial. When he's come back on, he's like, "Hey, worst L of all time just happened."
Yeah.
Were you low key kind of like good? 'Cause you
No,
didn't
I
get
was
to meet him?
bummed. I was like, "Oh, I gotta see the footage." And then I saw
different.
the footage, and I'm like, "Buddy."
Yeah. Tough. Just tough.
It's all good.
Just tough. Learning every day. Just learning. That's all you can do, man. All you can do. If you're not learning, you're dying.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. But hey, the vlog, the Vegas vlog, I think will be,
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
it'll
I'll
live
assume
up to
come
every
out-
expectation you want it to be.
It'll probably come out Wednesday or Thursday. We'll put out a tweet when we get a finalized date. But yeah, it's gonna be an awesome vlog.
Yeah.
Are you cutting it, Jack?
No, Jared is over there cooking it up right now.
Yeah. And Jared, I tell you, like, he was elated. He's so ecstatic about it. He's like, I love the storylines we have going here. You know, Jared's little brain goes.
Yeah, he gets rocking.
Yeah. And he was very excited about it, which got me very excited about it. Because to me, I'm just in hell and also in heaven at the same time. Like, I got the two demons on both sides.
He
while I'm in
showed me the
Vegas.
footage. Just a little context. Won't give too much away from the vlog. Me and Tanner put a parlay on Power Slap, which is kind of a coin flip, but it was
Literally.
it was a 5-leg parlay.
Absolute coin flip.
Literally, all 4 of the 5 legs hit, and one didn't. And the one that did not, the guy that we bet on knocked this guy the fuck out. to where like normally they call the fight so fast and they let this guy go to 10 seconds, stands up. They end up going to like extra rounds and then he ends up getting knocked out. So I still think that there's something, they rigged it, but I watched the knockout.
Did you say something? You pull.
I tried to pull Dana away,
Dana
but then
aside?
you'll just have to watch the vlog and see why I was not able to pull Dana away because there was bigger things at stake than my $500 parlay.
I'll say this too. Dana seemed like he was ducking you a little bit.
I do think.
I hope there's
seemed like he was
footage of
ducking
the
you.
boys having to hold you back, yelling at Dana, "I want answers."
Oh, then
I want answers.
then you'll love the vlog. Then don't say that. You'll love the vlog.
yeah.
I'll say this. I put in a parlay for Power Slap, $750 to win $100,000. Lost in the second leg. It's all good.
You were gonna say, yeah, go
It's
check
all
it out.
good,
If you saw.
but the parlay, buddy, I'm telling you, that's the thing about parlays. You just get excited about the op. The op. What if?
I mean,
we all know.
Taylor also got like 5 other guys on it right as he placed it,
Yeah,
and then they
Kyle.
show up and the first fight they see, they go, "What happened?" They go, "It's already lost."
It's already dead.
We're at the sports book and Kyle from Nell comes up. He says, "What are you guys betting on?" I'm like, Power Slap. He goes, "Oh, we're gonna get on it too. What is it?" And we bet it. We bet it. Cody bet it. So like 5 other people. To the point, the sports book is like, no one else can bet this bet anymore.
What?
Because the odds like were, $750 to win $100,000. The sports book's thinking to themselves, we don't want this.
Yeah.
Because they essentially had, a $600,000-$700,000
Taylor
payout
tried to
coming.
put $5,000 on it,
I
and then
did.
they capped him at $750 because $5,000 paid out $700,000.
yeah.
And they're like, "Yeah, the most you can do is $750."
Right. So anyway,
That vlog comes out. You said Wednesday.
Probably Wednesday or Thursday.
Let's say Wednesday.
Yeah,
Wednesday
let's
or
say
Thursday?
Wednesday. Probably
We'll say
Wednesday night.
if Jared's the man he claims to be, it'll probably be Tuesday, but
Okay.
yeah,
We'll
Wednesday.
see. He's
Wednesday
over there
we'll-
grinding on it. He had a lot already cut up, so.
I love it.
I
Yeah,
tried
it'll
to
be
start a vlog with the staycation that my wife and I did, but that's not for.
You got a little R-rated?
It got a little R-rated.
Yeah.
Rose Sparks might have went in the system.
Let's
I love it.
go.
Wife and
Start
I, we did a little staycation down at, not the Flex, but the Four Seasons on Friday. Got back home. It was like 2:30. We shot For the Dads. That episode, as you're listening to this right now, new episode of For the Dads drops tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. But we shot the For the Dads episode last Friday. Got home around 2:30. Packed the overnight bag. We're in the car about 2:45. Get to the Four Seasons around 3. And the wife and I just have a day, have a night, have a morning. At a little staycation. We went from being mom and dad to boyfriend and girlfriend for
That's
for
nice.
days.
Fresh off the block too.
Fresh off the block, and it was much needed. It was all time. Then we go to got our little Spooktober festivity in. On Saturday, we go to Cheekwood, which I highly recommend. If you're
Cheekwood
local,
rips,
if you're
dude.
local
All
to
year round,
Nashville,
Cheekwood rips.
Cheekwood does all year round. But they got a nice little. They got the pumpkin set up. You got the food trucks. You got the live music happening. Go check out the mansion if you want to. But a good vibe. And old Papa Sherm, PT6, he shows up a little Scar. He was running a solo mission over the weekend. Jill was out of town. She was in Miami for a bachelorette party. So we got the kiddos together. Sherm came to hang. We lasted about an hour.
Yeah.
Before the little ones had to go down.
45 minutes for me.
Sherm got to meet Scottzilla for the first time in person. She hit
She
expectations.
rips. She tried to take over the DJ set. Like she went up to a
Yeah.
speaker and was like trying. DJ Zilla was
Couldn't
live.
figure out the aux.
Yeah.
Yeah, had a little family day that afternoon, and then it was the Husker football. It was all eyes on Husker football. Sweetheart, you got the kiddos for the next couple hours because I'm gonna be locked in watching Husker football. Watched some ball. Ordered some barbecue. The father-in-law came over to hang out. His wife's out of town in the Philippines right now, back home. So we had a little family affair that evening, and then Sunday was just a nice. What did I do yesterday?
You did a live. You did a live
Oh
watch party.
yeah. We did the live
We had
show.
a watch party.
Yeah, we went out. Wife's like, "Hey, do you want to take the kids on a little nature walk?" And I'm like, "Sure, I'm down with that. Whatever you want to do." We went to this coffee shop. I hate that I'm not remembering their name right now because an awesome coffee shop down in Franklin. Hey, you want to do a little nature walk after? Next thing you know, we're driving 30 minutes outside of Franklin to go on this nature walk. Sweetheart, I'm going to have to be back for this watch party. But we hit this nature walk, and Scotty, listen, was beside herself. And we figured out it was because she had shoes on trying to take a nap. But I'm saying for an hour, tried to put this little villain down. But got it. Nature walk, come back. We had an awesome little Titans watch party. We unfortunately we had to do some things at halftime, so we had to get out of there, but only to fail to see the Titans come back because there were some absolute sickos at that watch party, watching all the way to the end, including Jack.
Hell yeah.
Watch party was all time. Had a good time hanging out with the fans.
Great time.
Titans are 1-0 when the boys do a watch party.
Titans are 1-0 when the
Titans are
boys do a
1-0.
watch party. You know, you bring up ball, and buddy, we're in October. We're in Spooktober right now. Everything's great. Red River Rivalry is taking place this weekend. And what makes Red River Rivalry even better? A live show from Bussin with the Boys. We're doing a live show at Red River Rivalry, Terry Black's Barbecue in Dallas. That's 3025 Main Street, Dallas, Texas, 75226. That live show will start at 11 a.m. Why 11 a.m.? Because the game kicks off right after that on Saturday, October 11th. Special guest is a surprise.
No.
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise.
The best prize is a surprise.
It's a surprise. Be there.
He might
Shai.
have played at Notre Dame.
Obviously, big shout out to our sponsors, FanDuel, Bud Light, True Classic, and Neutral. But live show, Terry Black's, 11 a.m., October 11th. Special guest.
And we'll go ahead, like the address right here. It's in Dallas, 3025 Main Street. Once again, Dallas, Texas. Area code 75226. You need to put it in the maps.
Very close to the fairgrounds for any OU Longhorn sickos. That's about a 20-minute walk from the fairgrounds.
Right, and you're probably sitting on the edge of your seat right now being like, Red River Rivalry, the boys are going to be there.
Terry
Who are they
Blacks.
taking? Who are they taking in Oklahoma, Texas?
surprise.
You'll find out Wednesday. Oh, tomorrow. Yeah, you'll find out tomorrow.
Tomorrow evening.
6 p.m. Josh Pate, Taylor Lewan, Will Compton, the locker room, college football at Dish.
Yeah.
Be beautiful to see.
go.
Possible game of the week situation.
Gotta figure out Mateer's plan.
I think
Gotta figure out.
I don't think I thought that they said that he was going to be playing for a few more weeks.
there's
Really?
some
rumors.
I don't think
There's
it'll
some
matter.
Reddit rumors going
I
on
don't
right
think it'll
now.
matter.
You don't think it'll matter? You
I think
just think
Texas
this
is
team
ass.
is
Stay up
dead?
for the show.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? You're not on the show. Go ahead.
Yeah.
What do you think's going to
I
happen?
just think Texas is ass. I think Arch Manning is not prepared or ready. I think he's still battling injuries, and I think Texas is extremely fraudulent. They went
Okay.
from number 1 in the country
With
5
the
weeks
Heisman
later to being
front
unranked.
Wow.
The real UT resides in Knoxville, Tennessee. You scumbags.
Can I rebuttal?
It always comes back to Tennessee.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sherm. Rebuttal.
Quick rebuttal, very similar to the Iron Bowl. It's those years whenever a OU team is looking bad, whenever a Texas team's looking bad, that's when they usually win.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Right.
Rivalry. Throw
Yeah.
it all out
Rivalry
the
game.
window.
That's
This is
rivalry.
rivalry.
That's true.
If we're talking about rivalries too, Michigan started 9 in the country last year. They ended up not ranked at all. Who they beat the last week of the year? Ohio State.
Throw it out the
I
window.
was-
And Texas is low key in a must win situation.
I'll be
key.
rooting for Texas because Tennessee plays Oklahoma this year, and that will be a tough game where Mateer will be back.
Don't
And-
you want Oklahoma to win so that way it's like it's
Yeah.
gonna mean more?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You know, you could convince me for either
I mean, there's
team
gonna
at
be
this
nothing
point.
but carnage in the SEC, so I don't. Yeah,
Right. This is when the sickos come out, dude.
For
This is why
sure.
goons, goblins, and specters. That's why it's Spooktober. People think Halloween is because of some sort of like, demons back in the day. It really is because the SEC football in October. That's why Halloween
Yeah.
started, because it's so spooky out there. It gets
then we might have to
extremely
figure out
spooky.
something to do. I forget our hours that we're actually going to be out there, but find something spooky to do out in Dallas.
Yeah, there's not enough time for that.
Did you guys hit something in Vegas?
Dude, no. First weekend of Spooktober, and we let the squad
What?
down. Yeah, I know. But I
Bro,
gotta,
you are the leader of
I know.
Spooktober.
I know. And listen, when you fail, what do? You double up the next week. I got a Halloween party this Friday. Right after the Halloween party, wife and I come home, babysitter. We got a little Halloween date. All right, we got a little Halloween date. Haunted house, little din after that. See what
role
happens
play.
after that. Get a little so yes, we're doubling up this week. I failed everybody.
Are we invited?
My gambling wants and needs took over. Can't say that.
Yeah, you're right.
That-
Well, this is at the
that's why,
casino.
that's why I didn't say it.
Literally cut it.
That's why I didn't say it.
Your
out loud.
hotel.
Yeah, well, my wants and needs for gambling took over.
That's a tough beat, bro.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
It's a
absolutely.
tough beat.
Yeah,
We need more out of you. If you're sitting at the top of the helm,
you're right.
need more out of you.
Starts from the top.
Starts from the top. Because you
Starts
put a
from the
lot
top.
of pressure on the boys to sell out for Spooktober.
And look at our bus, by the way.
I think
That's
Taylor,
probably the
This is the
boys.
first time this is the first time the viewer on YouTube is seeing the bus right now. Shout out Garrett, the boys, everybody for getting Spooktober dialed in the way it should be. Man.
Also, Taylor, I think we're not giving him enough credit. He did do a Halloween related thing, just not in Vegas. The Rock. That was scary enough.
Spooky as hell.
Spooky.
Will
yeah,
could never.
Spooky time.
Will would have just shook his hand and been a normal adult. I knew it was Spooktober.
Yeah, it's October.
That was October 2 when that whole thing went
on.
down.
The moment
Will would have handled that like a normal human being. That's what he would have did. Not me.
an exchange would have happened, I would have stood there awkwardly and been like, "So, what's your favorite scary movie?" Small talk. You don't want to do. You do your thing on
you
first
probably
date,
seem
buddy.
busy right now. Do your thing. Do your thing right now. Can we talk about a great show that's going on right now? Great little show. Chad Powers, dude. Listen, I got a card for Chad, but they want us to promote it. We're doing a whole thing with them. I will tell you, I love this show. It is incredible. If you like Blue Mountain State, if you like the show Shoresy, like this show is a great blend of like, it's really just a great comedy. And they do an incredible job of blending like Manning's place to Eli's places thing and blending it into an actual TV show. They're connecting all the dots. I'll read the card for you, but know that I endorse this show. 8 years after flushing his promising college football career down the toilet, hot shot quarterback Russ Holiday tries to resurrect his dreams by disguising himself as Chad Powers, a talented oddball who walks onto the struggling South Georgia Catfish. And this is based on Eli Manning's Eli Places segment from ESPN and Omaha production. It's a new comedy starring Glenn Powell as Russ Holiday, a hotshot quarterback who tries to resurrect his dreams by disguising himself as Chad Powers. That's in there twice. Okay. A talented oddball who walks on a struggling Georgia Catfish team. Okay. A new comedy and events viewers by surprise comeback story everyone can relate to. Chad Powers is now streaming with new episodes Tuesday on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus. For bundle subscribers, terms apply. Now, Mickey Mouse has given us the opportunity to kind of see some of these shows a little earlier, and they want us to kind of watch them and talk about them. We're supposed to be talking about episode 3. I'm personally on episode 5.
Ooh.
I enjoy watching this show. When I have free time, I put this show on.
Wait, are you going to talk about episode 3?
Yes.
Can I get off? Because I'm on episode 2 and I really do not want spoilers because I really like this show as well.
Get out of here.
All right. I'll go wait outside
Okay.
until you want to talk about the real game.
I'll say this too, like for people that are like kind of on the fence, or they kind of
Second time. Jack, it's still in your hat.
Oh, no.
It's still in your hat, Jack. It's spooky season.
Press it up again. There's something to press. You see it?
Just press it up in the air, all the way. All the way. Yeah, well, you got to put it on something.
see that
That's
little
a
thing in
metal.
the middle. You press it up on that little dot.
Oh, here. Press it. Press it hard.
Oh, it don't work. Get out of here.
Go. Just go, Jack. Go.
Yeah.
All right.
Look at that push.
Hanging on for dear life out there. That's the second time Jack's done that today.
Massive, like the whole Chad Powers concept vibe. Like this is a vessel
Oh, Jesus.
for the production team and the writers behind this show. That's where I think they do a really good job. I
Yeah.
love the love interest with Chad Powers and Ricky going on. Love all the side characters. Like it is a fun show. It is a fun show to watch.
Right. In this third episode, you get to dive into like some actual ball. Like they play Ole Miss early. And dude, I mean, we're not giving out spoilers, but we're giving out spoilers a little bit. It's streaming now. If you haven't seen it, you should have seen it. Like Chad Powers is the backup. And he has to sit there and he's what's the coach's daughter? What's her name? Ricky. Okay, yeah, Ricky. She's sitting back there like, hey, cover 2, if they did Aggie special, blah, 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 all of these things. And so she goes and gets in an argument with her old man, who's the head coach of the football team, storms off. He kicks her off the field, gets her out of there. The booster, some of these things are so funny because they will literally never happen in an actual football game. But that's the fun part about shows. The booster is like getting upset up in the suite. So she comes down on the field and is like talking to Coach, maybe we should put Powers in. They end up putting Powers in because the mascot trips the starting quarterback, which, by the way, the starting quarterback is, I can't remember his name.
Jared.
He's so funny. He is so funny the way he operates, like the running around, like he's a team guy.
It's a Sherm vibe guy right
Like
there. It's a
yeah.
Sherm vibe guy.
It's so funny. He's like running off on the sideline, and as he like runs out of bounds, the Catfish mascot, the guy who's been helping out Chad Powers, trips him and he rolls his ankle. So Chad Powers has to go into the game. There's like a minute left in the game. They're down by a touchdown, and Chad Powers, gets the whole thing done. He actually has a big run.
Tough to watch it.
Holds on the ball and won't let go of it because he's having PTSD from that first game the game they first see.
Yeah.
And the best part is nice cameo from Eli Manning. Nice cameo.
Is Kiffin in it?
I don't think
Kiffin?
No, I didn't see
Kiffin wasn't in it. No, but Eli has one line. Who the fuck is that guy? Is his line? Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, bro. It's such a good show, and it just gets better.
And the side character too, you brought her up, but Trisha, the booster lady, so funny.
So funny. It smacks Chad Powers on the ass on her way out. It's just good, man. I hope you guys enjoy that show because I really am enjoying watching it. I'll just sit there and have a little free time by myself.
To be completely honest, I forgot that new episodes come out on Tuesday. And last night went on to Hulu to see if episode 3 had come out yet. And I was so bummed. Because I'd forgotten about Tuesday. I cannot wait to watch episode 3.
Yeah.
We got a segment we're going to do, fresh set of downs, custom segment where we spotlight a transfer portal player, current or past, who wasn't playing well, buried on the depth chart. All they needed was a fresh set of downs or a fresh start in order to spark their redemption story and turn their college careers around. We about to?
Yeah.
Oh. This week, listen, you might think to yourself, was he buried on the depth chart? Either way, this player needed a fresh set of downs, and it's Carson Beck. Carson Beck, round of applause. Somebody who transferred from Georgia to Miami, was written off by Dogs fans and most college football fans after a 12-interception season. He's currently 5-0 at Miami right now, over 1,200 yards passing, 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 73.4% completion rate, and tied as the Heisman favorite. He's sitting at plus 600 odds right now in the FanDuel Sportsbook, but shout out the boy, Carson Beck.
One more. That's awesome, man. Come in, little press conference, had the chain on, sitting there. Everyone's like, what's this guy doing this because of his girlfriend? No, he's a dog.
He's a dog.
He's a dog. And he's actually not a dog anymore. He's a cane. He's doing his thing. Yeah.
We dive into some tier talk.
Watch your hat.
Watch your hat, Jack.
There you go, Jack.
Jack's having a... Jack had a hell of a weekend, boys. I'll tell you this. I don't know how much the vlog is going to highlight Jack and Tanner, but they took everything in their own hands.
Definitely took my biggest step as a gambler this weekend.
Yeah,
took his biggest step as a gambler. Bragging about, but yeah.
But it worked out for you.
It worked out. Now, with that being said, can all go downhill. I go back to Vegas this weekend as a sicko Titans fan.
Oh no, I forgot about that.
But it's gonna be.
Get the mic closer.
Damn, my bad.
First time?
Yeah,
First time on the show?
He's excited.
Yeah. So anyways, are we talking about Titans at all?
Yeah, we can talk about Titans.
Let's talk Titans talk.
Let's talk
You want
Titans.
some Titans talk?
I wrote a couple
Got about
things
7
down.
minutes before Field Yates comes on.
I'll be quick. I wrote some things down. Obviously, we're at the watch party. I hate watch parties. I love being at watch parties for Bussin. I hate watching games for my teams around groups of people.
I hate watching.
I get
I hate being at watch parties when you can't watch the game.
Yeah.
That pisses me off.
And
sometimes.
so I was kind of in the corner at the merch table with G, watching YouTube TV on my phone. It's delayed like 30 seconds to what the projector was. But anyway, so a couple things I wrote down. I'll just read them off quickly. Ward's composure. Outstanding. Him in the fourth quarter, the dot to Ridley, everything that we've been wanting. We needed Calvin to finally get some good catches. Huge. Defense shifted a huge gear. Night and day. First half, second half. Second out, complete shutout. Amazing. And also the explosive flipping plays. I mean, if you're an Arizona Cardinals fan, my thoughts and prayers go out to you because it's just brutal. From the interception to the Mickey Mouse fumble touchdown, Tyler Lockett scores, to the dropping of the 74-yard rushing TD.
Shut him out.
Yeah, brutal. But I think over everything, just a gritty, poised win that was obviously capitalized off a lot of mistakes made by the Arizona Cardinals. But this win with a rookie quarterback, this is something that can truly galvanize a locker room. I am not going to even touch on Brian Callahan. We're going to focus on a good team win. But this is something that will hopefully create a little evidence for the Titans.
Yeah.
And especially for that locker room to just have something to believe in, go on another road win, hopefully against the Raiders. I will be in there in Allegiant Stadium. Very excited for that. And then we come home in 2 weeks and we have a really scary one against the Patriots. We all saw what happened on Sunday Night Football. The Patriots are for real. But yeah.
And it's Vrabel coming back.
Yeah. And it's going to be a homecoming. Like, people are going to be stoked to have him there. Like, there will be no boos in that stadium. And if they will not be from me or in section 121.
Here's what last week we were sitting and saying Mike Vrabel is going to get more applause than when the Titans come out.
Yes.
If they can stack another win against the Raiders,
there might be some boos.
I'd be some booze for Vrabes.
Yeah.
Probably not. Probably not
It would
booze
be-
for
it would be
Vrabes.
great
but
to
it
come
will be a
in.
pop when Vrabel is shown or
Yeah.
something like that.
Hopefully it'll be 70% full at least. But
Yeah.
yeah, excited. It's just nice to have a Monday where I can just exist in my life.
Yeah,
Right.
man.
Right.
Yeah. So that's really it, man. Tighten up. I feel
Tighten
bad
up,
for
baby.
Coop.
Yeah, tough
Yeah.
loss. by the
But
Cardinals.
also-
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
Coop
also,
didn't-
like,
Coop,
3
kind of bailed out on his Cardinals at the live show.
which is crazy.
So I don't know if
And
that is a reason.
Coop did show up at a Titans watch party with Cardinal stuff on.
Fair enough.
Made his
Like-
girlfriend wear it.
Made his girlfriend
Telling
wear
me at
Larry
halftime how
Fitzgerald.
Kyler Murray's the guy. I'm like, buddy,
Yeah.
Nothing is ever Kyler's fault.
nothing.
Right. And also, what's Kyler Murray's record since the new Call of Duty's
Oh
come
yeah,
out?
the Call of Duty beta
Ooh.
dropped, and Kyler Murray is now officially 0-1 with the Call of Duty beta. So we all know Kyler and his Call of Duty addiction. Who knows?
Don't have to cut that. You do not.
We don't have to cut that, but there will be a graphic. Jack is actually making Coop make a graphic for that, which is one of the craziest
Yeah,
things.
gotta have it though.
Gotta have it.
Gotta have it.
GTHI.
Yeah.
Let's do a little tier talk before we get Field Yates on. We got one from @Big PP Poo Poo Guy.
Yeah.
Seems like a Sherm burner to me. Yo, Gooner boys, my wife thinks my Spooktober Stoom. That's why you think it's Sherm right there. Stoom game is weak. How can I up my Stoom game? Appreciate you, boys. P.S. Hey, Taylor. Sherm, was this you?
Hey,
Sherm, grab the mic. Was this you?
I mean, just a fully prepared graphic. You got the AI behind
AI.
it. Big pee pee poo poo guy.
Yeah.
he was-
P.S. Hey, Taylor. Stoom.
He was sitting back here typing away during Greg Olson. and
Probably
just-
giggling to himself.
No, not even giggling, dying laughing.
No, he was giggling. He was walking out, and I'm sitting on the couch out there, and he's like, "Dude, you think they're gonna think this is AI?" I'm like 100%. Hilarious though.
But I will answer Big PP Poo Poo Guy. Buddy, the best thing you need to do with the Stoom is go full commit. Like, you got to full commit. If you have the opportunity to wear makeup, wear the makeup. You have an opportunity to buy, go the extra length, spend a
Yeah.
couple extra bucks for the nicer costume, go the extra mile for the costume. And this is coming from a guy that let everybody down on week 1 of Spooktober. I shouldn't be answering this question. But however, as a man who loves and breathes this holiday, you only get 31 days. You might as well take full advantage if you're going to up your Stoom game to this random individual.
We got another one here from @Tier1 Toney, the Gooner guy. Hey, yo, Will and Taylor. I got fired from my old job because I dressed up as the Hulk for Spooktober at the office, and apparently my shorts were a little too tight. Sue me. Did I fuck up, or was the old job the problem? Should I dress up this year at my new job?
it's a good question.
Great question. Another
Also,
AI graphic.
Another AI graphic. The AI graphic gave me Will's old teeth. Did you see that? That is insane. That is pretty wild.
And there he
It's
is again.
all- yeah.
Just operating behind the computer.
There he is again. What's he giggling about? But if I was going to answer this random individual's question, I would say absolutely. And if you get fired from your job for dressing up, that job's not for you. That job should be done.
As always, boys, these interviews are brought to you by Bud Light. Bud Light is always brewed with 4 simple ingredients for a clean, crisp taste. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL Draft, tied in you with Bud Light partner George Kittle, the UFC, and Shane Gillis' 2025 tour. Partners also include Peyton Manning, George Kittle, Baker Mayfield, Emmitt Smith, Shane Gillis, Post Malone, Dustin Poirier, and the boys. Stock up now on Bud Light. Head to www.budlight.com/locator to find a store near you. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy these interviews brought to you by Bud Light.
My guy Cam Ward loves you guys, so
Dude, talk about Cam a little bit. I mean, he gets his first win yesterday. I mean, the guy, statistically, not the greatest, but from a press conference standpoint, from a leadership standpoint, as a rookie, I heard an amazing story about him when he first transferred to Miami, that he was basically MFing a lot of guys, talking about being great right in spring. Like, tell me about Cam Ward.
Well, the best story was he got here and, we really needed an alpha at quarterback. And so right away, I want all the wide receivers numbers. I want to call them up. I want to get some routes in on Saturday. And he gets them all rounded up except for one. One hit him up with, like a big time attitude, like, "No, man, I'm in Fort Lauderdale. I'm gonna throw with Lamar Jackson." And Cam says, "All right, mother, you want to go throw with Lamar Jackson? He better throw you passes during the year because I ain't going to throw you squat. And that made the receiver get in the car and come back down and hurry and throw it.
Hey, that is incredible.
That is really cool. What are your thoughts like when he's coming out last week after the press conference and saying, I'm going to keep it a buck right now? We asked. That was obviously going viral. You know, people kind of get uneasy, like, about him being so blunt and transparent about it. But as his former head coach, what are you sitting back and thinking when he's going out to a press conference saying something like that?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. You know, it's almost like nowadays, you guys were ball players. It's like everything is so intrusive, man. So if you're feeling something and it comes out, get ready for it to go viral. And you almost have to conduct yourself in a manner where you got to almost script your mouth sometimes. But I mean, that guy is just pure raw emotion. He is the ultimate competitor and he wants nothing more than to win. He could give a rat's you know what about anything except winning. So he's going to be unfiltered, but you're going to get the very best of that guy every time he sets foot on the field.
Coach, we're living in such a unique world with college football right now. You're one of 6 schools that had a top 25 recruiting class and transfer portal class in the last 3 seasons. How do you get so many new faces to buy into your culture week in and week out? Because obviously when Will and I played, you would go, the school you chose, the school you went to. And if you were to transfer, you have to sit out for a year. There's a whole bunch of things where that didn't really happen a whole lot. So the guys you're with in year 1, you're with in year 4 or 5. How do you keep a culture and keep guys blended together in such a way when you have so much turnover every single year?
Well, we've been learning and improving at that process because you're right. Like it's almost like every year you're coaching a 1-year team, right? And the goal is get them all here early, get them here in January, and then go right to work and go right to every opportunity you can have to get these dudes together in a competitive environment, and then an environment where they could open up and, find out a little bit more about each other. That's when you get to know people because you really can't respect anybody until you get to know them, until you work your butts off with them. And so we provide that for them. It's really that simple, but we have done a really good job choosing the right guys because we work to a level where if you don't like work, you're going to hate it around here.
How's the process? Because you talked about how it's kind of developed and changed. How do you develop that process? Because again, it's like we can rattle off that in the last 3 years you've have a top 25 recruiting class and transfer portal class, but how has that kind of evolved over the course of the last few years? Especially, it's like your first season, you're only a 5-win team. So you're pitching this vision, you're trying to sell the program while also trying to get better. Like, hey, there were some things I liked about this process in year 1 on having a top 25 recruiting class and transfer portal class. How has it developed into where you currently are?
Well, I learned as a GA, I came to Miami as a graduate assistant when they were really bad. They were coming off probation. That roster was abysmal. And I quickly learned the value of talent acquisition along with player development and then personnel use. And so arriving at Miami 3 years ago, it was the roster needed a massive overhaul. And now that you can construct your roster in a couple of different manners, I mean, of course, the portal and high school recruiting, but you also have junior college recruiting, you have overseas recruiting, you have the preferred walk-on route. You can find really, really good quality players that are made of the right stuff. And there was a second transfer window. So spring was almost like mini camp. And I was never in the NFL except for, a cup of coffee as an undrafted free agent, but you kind of use the springtime as mini camp and found out what fit, what didn't fit, and then make more adjustments and additions from there. But it all related around the culture, man. It was all about getting hard work and tough ass SOBs that want to be part of it and aren't willing to compromise the right stuff.
You talked about your roster you had 3 years ago. One guy you have that is a homegrown individual, considered a top 10 pick, is Francis Mauigoa. Did I say that correct?
Mauigoa.
Okay. Talk to me about, I'm an offensive line. I'm an offensive line guy. I played it. I love it. This guy seems like an absolute grinder. Talk to me about his development. And now he's staring down, possibly millions of dollars and a great NFL career on the horizon. But talk about this guy's leadership, his abilities, what he's great at.
Unbelievable leader, an absolute freakazoid of a human being. I mean, every day it's him and Ruben Bain head to head. It's Jurassic Park out there in practice.
Jurassic Park. Great pull.
Well, the best part about this is when we got here, those guys were recruits. So they'd wait for us outside the stadium in our first year when we were getting our faces kicked in. And they'd wait and we'd sit with them and we were very transparent, very honest. Like, man, we are not good right now. And the whole plan is to get you and the class here with you and build upon that and you're going to have to be guys at the forefront. You're not going to have to sit around and wait. We're counting on you to make it happen. And they believed the vision. They stuck to it. They saw what we had done at previous stops. And brother, they were the building blocks, man. Those were tough ass sons of guns because they saw how bad things were and they were willing to still come here and do it. And now you got, Francis, we call him CC. His bone density is that like of a brontosaurus. I mean, he's 350 pounds.
I love the dinosaur.
This dude's prehistoric.
Yes.
Yeah, he's and we had Panay Sewell when we were out west as well, and it's just a different breed of creature. I mean, just athletic, physical, super powerful, twitch beyond measure, and then football instinct, smarts, and an elite human being. Like he's one of the best community leaders you'll ever be around. And then when you watch him and Bain and Mesidor and those guys go at it every day, man, iron sharpens iron for real.
How important, like how quickly was the importance of getting your staff and personnel right on the talent acquisition side? You look at a team like yours right now, you basically revamped the entire back end in the offseason, but also you look at teams like Texas Tech, Oregon, I would put up there as well, as far as the whole talent acquisition thing, grading talent, guys coming into your facility. How important was that puzzle piece? I don't know if it's like GM, like you got kind of a scouting department now, but how quickly was that importance established at Miami?
It's got to be everybody on board, man. Nothing worse than a coach that thinks that he's the secret sauce. Oh man, it's my plays, it's my design, it's my teachings. BS. The magic is the players. Now, players with mentality and culture creates real magic, but getting everybody to understand that you have to bring in high level, high ceiling talent that's willing to work their butts off, because nowadays in college football, everybody has good players. And if you're crazy enough to think that your opponent on a weekly basis doesn't have enough talent to whoop your ass, you're out of your mind. Everybody has talent. So talent acquisition, and then the right type of talent, the right type of mentality, the right type of DNA.
So you play in this last game, and they're talking to you on the field, and you look directly in the camera and you say, "We're state champs." What does it mean to be a state champ in Florida, which, a lot of people say that's the mecca of, high school football, speed, talent, everything. Like, what does that mean for you guys?
It means a ton to me as a former Miami Hurricane, as a former player here. This game was everything to us, man. It always was, playing the in-state teams. I mean, it seemed like the national title always went through Coral Gables or one of those other cities or South Bend. So the stakes were always high. The intensity was off the charts. When we got here, we were so far behind. We were so deep into just a bad roster spot, a bad culture spot, that I think people took joy in kind of beating us around a little bit. So we've been a very, how do I say this politically correct? We've been a very driven team and a hardworking team to just get better. And we got a long way to go. I mean, we have massive improvement that we need to make to accomplish our goals, but we're progressing. We finally had the opportunity for 2 years straight to be state champions for Florida, and that means a ton to us. So our alumni, they're all about the in-state games, man. They love it. So glad to see them get to enjoy that.
We were telling stories about Cam Ward and the leadership that he brought and the intangibles that he brought to the locker room to kind of go with his talent. Carson Beck is somebody you guys go out and get, and walk us through that process of thumbnailing through or combing through. This is the right guy for the program, especially when you look at he transferred from Georgia. There's some off-field drama, whether people make stuff up on the internet with girlfriends, stolen car, like just different things for Carson Beck. You go out and beat Notre Dame, and he has such an emotional post-game presser to where you're starting to, it feels like people kind of start to root for the guy because he seems so emotional, like he's grown and everything else. What was the process like of being like, this is the guy we want to be the quarterback of our team to kind of success Cam Ward? Yeah,
it starts with the film. And actually, let's go back to high school. I mean, I was coaching at another place, but I watched him in high school. I'm like, man, that guy's a dude. Love to have him. And then you watch him in 23 at Georgia, and it's off the charts. I mean, let's go back in time. When entering 2024, Carson Beck was a projected top quarterback to be taken, and Cam Ward was a projected 5th to 7th rounder, right?
Yeah.
Fast forward a year later, Cam Ward comes over here. He works his butt off. We give him a great offensive line, the right pieces around him, and opportunities to make plays. He becomes a #1 pick. So let's fast forward again, and then now we have watching Carson on film, we thought that his 24 season was not a complete reflection of him, his play, his ability. We thought that some of the thing, not being critical of anybody, I'm not, I don't believe in
Right.
that type of stuff. I just think that they didn't look in sync, and he wasn't playing to his capabilities due to some of the pieces, some of the schematic stuff. So we're like, we can, that guy over here in our scheme, we can be really damn good. And we're not there yet, but we're certainly progressing, and he's really starting to take off now.
Yeah, a lot of the conversation was Carson Beck was the issue for Georgia, and now we're sitting in this part. Like, well, maybe Georgia was the issue for Carson Beck, and Carson Beck's actually the dog out there. You guys are now sitting with an undefeated season so far. We look to last year, and we see the end of October, November, where the wheels kind of fall off a little bit. What is the conversation taking place with you guys in that building of keeping your eye on the prize, winning the ACC, getting in the playoffs, and making a real run at a national title?
Reality, man. 1 week at a time and being where your feet are. I mean, there's no value in looking at a poll, a projection, anything of that nature. I mean, I know everyone's always, and I worked for Coach Saban back in the day, and the whole rat poison speech, there's a lot of value to that, but humility is a week away, brother. I mean, it is right around the corner. You want to think you've got it all figured out, and you take an arrogant approach to this game and to your opponent, you're going to get your face kicked in. And we've learned our lessons the hard way. We are extremely rigid and regimented in what we do on a weekly basis. And we're just working our butts off to make sure that all the focus is right here on the University of Miami and us getting better, because we have to get a hell of a lot better to be 1-0 every week.
You brought up, sorry, Will, you brought up Nick Saban, and we had Greg Olson on just earlier, and he said a quote that you told him, which is, when the tiger comes into the palace, you make him a part of the ceremony. We were talking about Jordan Addison. They went across the pond. The Vikings went across the pond, and he wanted to go sightsee for a little bit in London, misses a meeting. So they hold him out for the first quarter. And the question was, would you do the same thing? He brings up that quote and gave you credit for giving that quote. Talk to us about keeping these guys in line, distractions, all the thing, especially in a place like Miami. Buddy, I've been down to Miami. Very limited clothing in Miami. A lot of distractions out there in Miami. How are we handling business out there?
I mean, I think it's look, I'm born in 70s baby, so I lived through the days of Miami Vice and Scarface, and I get it. Like, that probably will stick around forever, and it's cool. I love Miami because of what Miami always was and always will be. But brother, those days are like, you know what I mean? Like, when people recruit against us, they make it sound like it's like, Pablo Escobar and company going crazy down here. It's not. We're in Coral Gables, which hopefully you guys get a little time. Put it on Cam's tab. You could afford it. Get you down here so you could spend some time in Coral Gables. There isn't a nicer city in the country. And the trajectory of this city economically and from a quality of life standpoint is through the roof. So, like, our setting is off the charts, like perfect and private, so that our guys could take care of their stuff, and we keep them so busy. I coached all over the country, and I always felt that there were more distractions in the smaller college towns than there ever were at Miami because of the location of Coral Gables. So I don't know if that answered the question or not, but these guys, from a focus standpoint, we're just very real. We don't play head games or whatnot. If we want to accomplish what we say we want to accomplish, we got to cut out all the BS and keep the focus on what needs to be done.
We'll go ahead and we'll take that as an offer to come out to Miami for our spring tour next year.
Yes.
Yeah. Cam. I do. How fun is it to watch Malachi Toney? He's nicknamed Baby Jesus. He turned 18 just 2 weeks ago. He seems to be like he is one of the most electrifying players in the country. How fun is it to just watch that dude go to work from the sideline on game day?
Yeah, it was the same thing with my son. He first day of school, he asked if he could skip school. I said, what do you want to skip school for? He says, I want to go watch Baby Jesus. What are you talking about, dude? And he tells me that's Malachi Toney's nickname. Well, Malachi Toney's dad was a legend down here. He was an unbelievable football player. In fact, one of the most famous moments down here was when his dad raced Devin Hester, street race, which was, again, just iconic day down here. But so Malachi's DNA and his football background, his mom, awesome person as well. He's a football junkie. His approach to ball is that of a professional that's been in the game for 20 years. He's an autocorrect guy. He's a relentless get here early, stay here late guy. maybe I should check his birth certificate. Maybe he's not 18.
Right. Right. It's like
he's-
what's that
and you
movie,
know what?
Benchwarmers, when they're like he hands in the card that says I am 12?
What's that?
What's the movie where they're playing like Little League baseball and there's a Dominican guy comes in and he hands him a piece of paper and it's like I am 12. Guy hits like 15 dingers. That's Malachi Toney.
No doubt. I mean, he just goes, man. He just goes. There's no flinch in the guy, but he works at it. There's no BS to him, and he just wants to get better. He's another unselfish guy. If you get a chance, please watch him in the run game at how he throws his body around. He is absolutely physical and reckless.
That's always like the best. I feel like when a coach is trying to give wide receiver their praise, their flowers, they talk about him in the run game because you're right. It's like when the tape gets turned on and you're kind of watching one of your teammates because you don't wide receivers that they catch the football, but when like Vrabel's showing off somebody, like showing guys getting dirty, getting in the box, blocking, I feel like that kind of like juices up the entire team.
Yeah, no, I'm with that. You this is your November 1st will be your first game outside of the state of Florida. How did y'all get that front-loaded Florida schedule? How did that happen?
Yeah, who'd you have to pay for that?
Yeah, that sounds nice.
The list is long but distinguished. No, I have no idea how that works out. This thing was set a while back, man. But you know what? I mean, how many teams have faced a first 5 games like we have 2 now? I believe we're the only team to face 3 ranked opponents coming out the gate, and we're good with that. And when I played here at Miami, that's what it was all about. So we feel like we're improving. We've been tested, but again, when I watch them film with the players, say we got a long ways to go, man. So it's like let's just keep working our butts off. That's all we want to do. That's all we really care about.
Obviously, you guys are only not even halfway through the season. There's a lot of ball left, and you've already alluded to it. There's a lot of improvements to be made if you guys want to get to where you want to go. But what has it meant for you to kind of turn around your alma mater in a sense? Because you got the documentaries, everything else. You're a 2-time national champion, but to be the head coach of your alma mater, what's it been like for you to kind of be in that chair and get this thing going the right way?
Man, when I got the call, because in football, you know how it is, man. The timing's never right. It's always in the middle of something. There's no just clean and easy way to do it, and we were doing really well. We had just won a couple of conference titles out west, and we had an unbelievable class committed. But for 20 years, I was so just enraged and pissed at the way the University of Miami was playing football, and that it just kind of came to that point where I had had enough. I mean, our own people were attacking the Hurricanes, and that was never the case. I mean, I came here as a player because I used to come out and watch Alonzo Highsmith and Michael Irvin and Benny Blades, Jerome Brown, all those just creatures just crushing it and getting after it. And I just got pissed to the point where it was like, I've had enough. Like, if I don't do it, who is going to do it? And I owe Miami, and I want everyone to feel that way that ever played here. I mean, I owe the university. I'm a nobody. I'm a local nobody that got a shot because Jimmy Johnson decided to give my brother and I scholarships to come and play ball, which we had just started playing, for a couple of years in high school, and it changed everything. So I'm one of those just super high levels of gratitude for opportunities, and this was one where I owe Miami. I owe the University of Miami Hurricanes, and let's just keep working.
That's exactly how Will Compton feels about the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Exactly. As he's saying that story, I'm like, this might be my destiny.
Yeah, you will. Hey, coach, know this: Will Compton will be the head coach of Nebraska Cornhuskers one day. I feel like
I'm in a hell of a job.
I feel like we just met. This is the first time we've really talked, but I feel like we have a nice foundation of a friendship already established. So I have a hypothetical for you. All right, I plucked this one out of thin air. Let's just say
I don't do predictions, prognosticate.
No, I promise. It's not a prediction. This is
and I say that with all due respect, and I say it respectfully. I don't do predictions or hypotheticals. Zero. I'm the most interview you'll ever have. I promise you.
Coach, see this right here? I don't know if you can see me. I'm crinkling up my paper right now. You've given me everything I need.
I love the situational ball talk.
I know, but I felt like you know what Coach has? He has the presence of a head coach. I'm here to make a joke, and he's like, listen, back up a little bit. He didn't even know what the question is.
Yeah.
So I'm back.
No, in the stage that we're in, it's like, you know what? We've taken I don't know, like if the players ever saw me, like I don't ever act like that or talk like that. So I would hate to do something unnatural on camera where like our dudes that I trust and believe in and we're like super tight, then see me act in a way where like, what is that, coach? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And,
Yeah,
absolutely.
This could be more of a spring type hypothetical.
Okay, go ahead.
you know,
No, I'm just
on
saying
your,
we wait
on
till
your
we go out
Miami
there.
visit.
Yeah,
off
on the
camera.
Miami
Okay,
visit.
yeah,
Miami
absolutely,
visit,
absolutely.
where everybody's been undefeated.
Everybody, yeah, spring is the best time of year because everyone's got everything in the bag.
Coach Cristobal, are you a Spooktober guy? You a big October guy?
You like Halloween?
I don't, in terms of,
Having like
The
embracing
holiday
just a holiday itself. Like you got a favorite scary movie. This is more off football talk, just like getting to know you as a human being. Because I don't know if you see our bus set up, but we embrace Spooktober for all 31 days in October. So this is more of like a fun
like
chill
Michael
segment.
Myers mask right there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Big Michael Myers fans.
Big Michael
Right.
Myers fans. What
The history of the mask, I think it's actually a mold of William Shatner's face, isn't it? Star Trek.
that is actually correct, and I love the fact that you know
Yeah.
your spooky movies. Where does holiday in the holiday category? Where is Halloween for you in a tier system?
When my kids were growing up, it was good to get them out and about, but I mean, it's, as a coach, man, and as players, you guys know, I
Yeah.
mean, it's Groundhog Day, right? So you just keep going. There's, hopefully, and when all the big holidays are rolling around, you're playing significant football, and your favorite holiday is the one where you're staying in a hotel to play for a championship game. That's your
Ooh,
favorite.
I love
I
that.
can't wait for Coach Cristobal when he's retired and one day and he's done and he's experiencing these holidays for the first time and be like, man, I've really missed some awesome little holiday moments. Hopefully it's with some national titles, so that way he's not thinking about it
multiple
long.
national
But he's going to be
titles.
sitting there like, oh, it's kind of nice to
Yeah.
not have a whole lot of stress and pressure going on.
Coach, before we get you out of here, we are sponsored by Bud Light, and we have a Bud Light question for you. Everybody knows that anyone would do anything for a Bud Light, but for you, Coach Cristobal, what is something you would do anything for? Now, can't say family. Can't say family.
What I would do anything for in terms of like legal, illegal, anything,
No,
no
like-
limits, no bounds.
No
This-
limits, no bounds, maybe a massive ambition of yours, but just something that you just, it always comes to mind every now and then, maybe at least once or twice a month.
Man, you'd have to give me forewarning on that. I mean, my mind kind of goes, so pretty complicated, open-ended question, man. I'll have to think about it and certainly get back to you. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind that just jumps out is always winning.
Yeah, that's the only answer, too. That's the only answer, winning a national championship.
Would you ever down the line be like, when you take national titles at the collegiate level, going to putting your hat in the ring for the NFL?
No, that's not. I've always had one destination in mind. That's the University of Miami. Always. Some people like to, throw around things and, this job, that job, this. I remember being a GA and Butch Davis asked me, he's like, why, in that high pitched voice, Coach Davis could get after it. He said, why do you want to be a GA? Because back then a GA, what'd you do, right? You made sure dry cleaning was set for the coaches. You had to help with all the BS assignments, and then you got to coach some. But I just looked at him, I said, I want to sit in your seat one day. And that was 28 years ago. So this has always been it, man. It's always been Miami. You cut me open, I'm orange and green, man, all the way through.
I love that. I'm curious too, like just as somebody who's aspired to be a coach, especially like when I committed to a school, like I always had like coaching in mind, getting to play in the NFL, kind of seeing the hours between, or like what goes into collegiate football, NFL football. Like what was it for you on determining like college football? Obviously you're in the place you want to be, but as a coach kind of figuring it out along the way, what were some deciding factors for you of being like, I don't want to go anything beyond college football. Like this is the spot, this is the place, this is the league I want to be in?
No, that's a fair question. I mean, my high school coach is the best leader, best mentor, best human being I've ever known in my life. I still call him for every major decision. And I was actually in the process of being a Secret Service agent when I took the GA job, and then was hired while I was finishing up year 2 and had that big decision to make. And I had completely fallen full bore into coaching and loved it as a GA. Because back then there weren't any analysts. It was one GA on each side of the ball, right?
Yeah.
And you had to sleep in the office and do everything. And I loved making about $4 an hour. And I just absolutely loved every bit of it. The development, the connections, the relationships, the competing, they're getting after it. It was the free metrics. That's all you ate as a GA, metrics products, right? You used to get those for free when they expired. That's what they used to give you for food. So, and then just, that was a crossroads, and the choice was tough, but it was clear. It was football.
Dude, Secret Service, I can put that together now. Now we've kind of had a conversation.
100%.
He'd crush it.
He would be amazing at it, no doubt.
$4 an hour too, to where you are now. Like that's awesome. That really is cool.
Hearing the stories about being a GA, having sleepless nights. I mean, Dan Lanning's told the stories about that too, where you truly have to love what you're doing to be in that position consistently, day in and day out, week in, year out, all that stuff. So we appreciate you. I can't imagine the feeling of being a head coach of your alma mater. That is absolutely incredible. And let's give a round of applause for Coach Cristobal. Thank you so much, sir. We look forward to seeing you in the springtime.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me. It's been an honor. Go Canes.
Yes, and tell your son we said what's up too.
Absolutely.
Massive shout out to him.
He's beyond fired up, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right, Coach.
We interrupt this episode to bring you Neutral. We're brought to you by Neutral Vodka Seltzers. Have you tried Neutral? If not, you are missing out. Neutral is so much better than any seltzer I've personally ever tried. It's made with real vodka and real juice. That's what makes it delicious. Comes with a variety of flavors. Personal favorites for me, pineapple and lime. Neutral is the perfect drink when hanging with friends and is always such a crowd pleaser. Neutral, let's keep it tasty.
We are also brought to you by Blue Diamond. Fellas, if you have not tried Blue Diamond almonds, they are the official snack of the Big Ten. They are the official snack of Bussin' with the Boys. Your boy, a couple of my favorites. I got 3 now because with the wasabi, that's growing on me. But the blueberry and also the dark chocolate. Love them both. They're available in 20 plus flavors like honey roasted, wasabi and soy sauce, and smokehouse. In this football season, you could win a $10,000 grand prize or 100s of other instant win prizes with Blue Diamond. Just visit bdsweeps.com for a chance to win. There's no purchase necessary, boys. It ends November 30th, 2025, and it's open to 50 U.S. and D.C. 18 plus. For rules, visit bdsweeps.com. Void where prohibited. Blue Diamond Almonds, the official snack of Big Ten football and football fans everywhere.
What do you guys want to keep safe? The answer is pretty easy. You want to keep your family safe. Traditional security systems only take action after somebody's already broken in. By that time, it's too late. Simply Safe is setting a new standard in home security with Active Guard outdoor protection. Simply Safe's monitoring agents can help prevent break-ins before they happen. AI-powered cameras backed by live professional monitoring agents monitor your property and detect suspicious activity. If someone's lurking around or acting suspiciously, those agents see and talk to them in real time, activate spotlights, and even contact the police, helping to proactively deter threats before they can escalate into a crisis. Right now, boys, you can get 50% off your new Simply Safe system with professional monitoring and your first month free at simplysafe.com/bussin. Again, that's simplysafe.com/bussin. There is no safe like Simply Safe. Mr. Yates, how are you?
What's going on, guys? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you great. We're trying to see you right now on the
can't
monitor.
see me.
And we got some technical difficulties. No, you got a great face. You got a great face for TV.
Yeah, we had.
Dude, I think the hair's coming in nicely, Willie. I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank
you. I'll go ahead and show it off a little bit. The buzz is coming. Matter of fact,
it grows fast. You could have way worse growth patterns there. I kind of like it.
100%. I know the haters are sick that the hair is coming back in right now.
Yeah, I did not think it would come back that fast. I'm very impressed with Will's chia pet abilities. No, I still can't.
I'm impressed. How's it going so far up on the get up thing? I mean, it seems awesome every week.
Bro, it's been so much fun. I think every week gets more and more fun because there's more of like a level of comfort, understanding what everybody kind of wants from you.
And you get to talk ball once you get into the season. You're not like doing the whole prediction.
Right. If I had one about it, it's every single week's like an overreaction as opposed to like as a normal human being would like give grace to a team if they lose here or whatever. But every week seems like it's a be all end all. And that to me is like a little harder to do naturally.
Yeah. That's like the morning show ESPN formula, right? It's like everything is, I don't know, this morning, I don't even know what the conversation would be, but is Drake May the best quarterback in the AFC East or something?
Right. Yeah.
Get up take. It's like, all right, pump the brakes a little bit here. But it seems like you guys have the right mix too, like the exact right people to be doing it with. Like Schefter is an entirely different version of himself around you guys that is hilarious to see.
Yeah,
dude, Schefter's awesome, man. I've obviously been around him a bunch, him being a Michigan guy, and his I love how he's got this. He's just like an ultimate professional, but
Yeah.
he's like willing to be one of those boys. 'Cause a lot of times you get around these like really like strong professional individuals, and they always keep a professionalism about them. Having him feel like they're loosen up, getting the tie
His
kinda down a
laughs
little
are
bit.
all time to me.
If you
One of
can
the
get
best
Shefty
laughs.
to
So good.
naturally laugh,
So
it's
good.
it's
Yeah,
one of
I love
one,
it.
man. It really is.
good.
I mean, we are recording right now, right, Mitchie?
Yeah.
We're recording right now. Dude, tell me how fantasy football became your thing. Like what how did that process even go down?
Yeah, kind of by accident. So I was working at ESPN. I started the ESPN like around 2013, 2012 football season. I was doing some stuff, but not full time. And 2013, 2014, somewhere in that range, a guy named Seth Markman, who is still at ESPN now and kind of oversees all of NFL TV, came up to me and said, hey, I know you consider yourself a football guy, having sort of worked in the NFL world of scouting for a little bit, just a brief cup of coffee, but still, you probably think of yourself more as an analyst than you do a fantasy guy. But I think you'd be surprised by how much those two sides intertwine and how a lot of what you would analyze for real football would apply to fantasy football. And he sort of described it as kind of like a rocket ship that was going to continue to grow and grow and grow. And it's 2025. And as you guys know, fantasy football just gets bigger and bigger by the year. I tell people all the time, it's sort of like the NCAA basketball tournament in the sense that you don't really need to change anything in fantasy football. It's still going to be extremely popular year over year because to enjoy 18 Sundays with tons of drama, and it's been an awesome home for me so far.
What? So let's talk about how have your stats been in fantasy football? Like, are you winning this thing year in and year out in the leagues that you're in? Like, I would just assume that you're the guy, right? You're the guy everybody's trying to knock down.
You know, the greatest, like the best baseball player had an average of I think like 320 this year in all of MLB, and like people are like crowning him as one of the best hitters in the league accordingly. I think like, you know, somewhere in like the 10 to 20% winning percentage is a good mark for me year over year. If you just do the math, right? Like I play in leagues that are 16 teams where that's like that's like a 6% chance, I think, if the numbers are somewhat even. So I would say that where I'm probably different than the average player is I don't win every league that I'm in. I wish I could say that was the case. I don't have too many duds throughout the years, like too many last place finishers. But you know, every once in a while, like you just draw the wrong hand. And I've had some teams, I already have some teams this year that I have some draft regret over, but that's part of the fun of it too, is finding a way to dig yourself out of the hole.
Yeah. I do need some help with my fantasy team right now. Right now I am I'm 3-2. Probably
Okay.
gonna go 4-2, but I'm looking at my running back position, and I have Derrick Henry, friend of the show, friend of mine personally, teammate of mine. The last couple of weeks, the Ravens haven't been utilizing him in the way that is the most conducive way for him to be successful, not only on the football field but on my fantasy league team. What do I need to do with Derrick Henry at this point?
I think we got to be patient for 2 more weeks. Next
like
week,
that.
we'll see if Lamar plays, and then they have the bye week after that, which makes you think that Lamar maybe won't play next week, because if they can buy the extra week, they would all of a sudden give Lamar basically a month, and then they'd have to go on like an absolute tear for the last, let's see, next week would be the 6th game of the season, 11 games after that.
Yeah.
Now, the Ravens might be saying, hey, listen, man, we're 1-4 already. If we don't have Lamar against the Rams, like we're probably staring at 1-5 in the face, and I don't know how many teams have gone 1-5 and then went on to make the playoffs, but not many throughout the course of NFL history. Henry is one of those guys who, as you know, from blocking for him and playing.
He went out on my end.
Same.
Crack 100 yards and a touchdown every single week. But when they're playing from behind like they were yesterday, all of a sudden it became like kind of the Justice Hill show in the second half for Baltimore. So the Ravens got to find a way to get Lamar back on the field, because once they have Lamar, the offense can keep them in games, even if the defense is not great. And because of all the injuries, I don't think they're going to be a great defense, but it's been frustrating the past 3 weeks or past 4 weeks now for those that have Derrick Henry on their roster. But this guy's way too good to give up hope on. He definitely is going to have, 3, 4, 5 more games this season where he ends up being the player that wins you his week.
When you are an 0 for team, Field, like myself, I believe I haven't won a game yet in fantasy football. I'm telling you.
I don't believe that.
It is true. When you start off 0, how many weeks have we done? 0-4. What week are we on right now?
We're
5.
Yeah,
We're on week 5. When you start off 0-4, what does the front office for your team need to start looking like? Is it let's move our best players and try to get some starting capital across the board? Is it let's live in free agency depending on how big your league is? What are you doing when you're starting off 0-4? Because right now, Matt and Will's Fantasy Thrill, we're 0-4. Just made a big trade last week. But where does your head go when you start off 0-4?
Yeah, I think there's this thing that we do in fantasy football where we try to make perfect trades. So here's a good example. Like I've seen a lot of teams coming out of the gates that are struggling with like Jamar Chase, right? Because Joe Burrow gets hurt. Next thing you know, Jamar for 2 straight weeks was near the player that you drafted him to be, maybe number 1 overall.
Yeah.
And you're saying to yourself, all right, if I can trade Jamar Chase, that's great, but I have to get, massive value, perfect value on return because he was the number 1 pick of my draft probably. The minute the draft is over, how and where the players were drafted kind of goes off the board, I should say. And so sometimes I'm willing to, and I think others would disagree philosophically, but if I can find a trade that maybe gets me like 85 cents on the dollar because I get 2 starters, neither of which is as good as Jamar Chase. But if you have Jamar and you're struggling, it probably means you don't have great depth beyond that. Then I'm okay with doing that. And I got to think that like players only meetings have already taken place on this squad. If those haven't worked so far, then I'm willing to shake things up with some roster management through trades. I also find that to be one of the best parts of fantasy football, right? I mean, that's fun. It's the closest I'll ever be to becoming an NFL GM. So if I can find something that works reasonably well for me and works really well or reasonably well for somebody else, I'm talking shop.
What do you think about this trade that we made? Again, Matt and Will's Fantasy Thrill. This is a double GM league that we're doing at the shop with Bussin with the Boys. We shipped off Josh Jacobs and JSN. Clearly, 2 of our best players. In return, we went and got Devontae Adams, Zay Flowers, and Achane.
Yeah.
A-Chain. What's your feedback on a trade like that?
That's a good example of where like you turn 2 pillar pieces into 3, right? I mean, A-Chan's right there with Josh Jacobs. A-Chan, who had just 16 rushing yards on Sunday, but had a ridiculous receiving touchdown. He's going to be, I don't know, top 5, top 6 running back at worst, at least in the rankings going into the week. And Josh Jacobs is in that same territory, maybe a little bit lower than A-Chan because he doesn't catch as many passes, but the Packers obviously run the football a whole lot better than Miami does. And then you turn, so I look at it as almost like those 2 are equal parts, and you basically turn JSN into Devontae Adams and Zay Flowers, who came out of the gates red hot. That's a good example, though, of like, being willing to not, again, I don't know if it's perfect value. Nobody can tell until the season's actually over, but you turn 2 pieces into 3 for a struggling team. That's a good way to go about it. And by the way, double GM league, that's tough right there. That's tough.
It is tough.
If you guys have to make a decision in a pinch, like who gets the ultimate vote?
Well, I think on this team that Will's referring to, it's very clear who the owner, the 51%er is in that group.
Our roles are defined and established, which you got to have in a successful organization.
You've got to have it. I have a hypothetical for you. Field Yates, if you were in a league where you're 0-4 and you decide to make a big trade where you get rid of a JSN and Josh Jacobs, but you make the trade on Thursday night as the Thursday night football game is starting, should you be able to use those players that you traded for in the same week? I get hypothetical. This is all hypothetical, but have you ever heard of a player getting traded the day on a Thursday and playing a full game and being successful?
Oh man.
And we're talking about character, integrity, though, from that standpoint.
Yeah, I can't think of too many instances where that's happened recently. I can't think of that. Totally hypothetically, of course. I can't think of that. Man, I almost feel like, you know what? If we're willing to execute a trade and the players available when the game starts, you get the points. I'll live with it.
Wow. That went the exact opposite I was hoping it would go.
We made a trade.
Hypothetically, that went the exact opposite.
It's like the trade takes 24 hours to take place right before you actually get him on the roster. But the commissioner is telling you he'll put the points on the board because hypothetically this is happening in front of the majority of the league.
Ooh. Okay,
so it's kind of like
this is one of those leagues where you need 24 hours for it to actually process.
Yeah. So you're sitting there and you're asking the commissioner like, do I leave these 3 spots open? Like you're putting the points back on the board. Do we need to go ahead and roll with the guys we got? Because we're looking at our first win of the season And hypothetically, if that trade can't go through, it's like, all right, well, then we should be allowed to throw JSN and Tony Pollard back on the roster and get their points. Yeah.
But also hypothetically, the GM or the commissioner is the guy who made the trade with
Okay, so there's a conflict of interest. There's a
kind of complicit in this too.
Yeah. Sounds like there's a lot of up to no good going on.
Well, it did happen in front of the league. That would be the argument.
Yeah.
Coop was trying to say this is collusion.
There's a conversation taking place in front of people, but it's like guys are doing other things. They just happen to be in the same room while whispers in the corner are going on with the GM of the league or the commissioner of the league with these two teams, hypothetically.
Right.
Okay. It wasn't like a vocal, hey, we're having this conversation right now. It was a conversation taking place in a room.
I think maybe the commissioner needs to be a little bit more cutthroat after further review here.
Okay. Now it's going back to the way I want. All right.
Yeah,
hypothetically.
After further review here, just making sure I play both sides of the coin.
Yeah, but
Keep
you would
everybody
say
in the group happy.
But just so we know where you drew the line in the sand, you would say this is not a good move.
I'm thinking not a good move.
Okay.
After careful consideration, not a good move here.
As a GM in the league, I just need to be told what to do. Is it the 40 points with JSN and Tony Pollard, or is it the 40 points with Zay Flowers, Devontae Adams, and Achan? I'm just listening for direction. I'm not trying to get nobody.
Right.
I'm just trying to one of these lineups need to play.
Well, it's all hypothetical, and I think if they're not in your lineup and you go through a trade, you essentially bend the knee for that week.
Hypothetically, the two co-hosts you're talking to are also playing each other in this said game of the week.
Oh, okay. Got even more layers to this. This is just
however the commissioner wants to handle it. Like, listen, we're not. This isn't gotcha ball.
Sounds like the commissioner is the one hypothetically that's in this kind of like conflict of interest category.
Yeah,
hypothetically.
Yeah, definitely.
Field Yates, hypothetically.
Yeah.
Do you ever see yourself going back to the NFL in a way of, I don't know, maybe an actual GM, maybe an actual upper scout? See, you know ball, man. You understand it all, and you've been in that world for a little bit. Could you see yourself doing that?
I don't think. I think that ship probably sailed. I'm not sure any NFL team would express much interest in me. As you guys know, though, like this side is a pretty cool place to be too, right? You guys obviously had highly successful NFL careers and lived that life of playing for, I'll give you 10, Willie, and Taylor, long career as well.
Thank you.
You know the toll that it takes on you, not just in terms of like the physical rigors of it, but also, just the family and the balance and the things that matter. I know both you guys obviously are very passionate dads as well. I think that's one of those things that, like in the scouting world, there's not a lot of balance in the world of football scouting, right? You're kind of addicted to the game, which is a great, and I admire that trait in the guys that do it at a high level. But I like the fact that while I haven't won a game in the NFL for over a dozen years, I also haven't lost a game in over a dozen years.
Hell
so
yeah.
I remember sort of that feeling where you prepare. You guys know that like even the worst NFL teams are preparing like crazy Monday through Saturday to get ready for Sunday. But I love what we do here. I love just talking football and having the opportunity to watch it. And I think that I'm happy being at ESPN for hopefully a long time.
How long did that transition for you happen mentally? Like, as you're transitioning back in 2011, if you can remember that time, it's like, were you kind of transitioning at first and kind of like, man, I just, kind of buying time until your next potential opportunity in the NFL to get in a front office spot? Or as you start tasting it, that thought process kind of fades away as you're getting to spend time at home?
Yeah, for me, like, and not to get too serious during a relatively light conversation here, but I was a few years out of college, and all I'd ever known since I was 16 years old was being around NFL teams. I was very fortunate to be around, some quality organizations and great people, and guys that I think taught me a lot about life, not just football, that I consider like influential in my life to this day. But I remember like 5-year high school reunion came and went. It wasn't even a consideration to attend that because there was just no chance to do it. First wedding I got invited to, missed it, couldn't make it to that one. A lot of my buddies were living in some of the major cities around, the U.S. and they do their boys' weekends. Couldn't make any of those. So it just felt like to me a life decision. I knew at that point too. I'm 23, 24 years old. Like I don't have kids, mortgage, more consequential things to have to worry about and have to make decisions on. So when I left football, I was sort of thinking to myself, I might go into the non-sports world. I got my real estate license. I quickly hated that. So I realized I had to find my way back into sports in some way, shape, or form. I always tell people though, like when you're in the world of scouting, you can love football, but you definitely have to live it. I love football now. I certainly live a lot of football, but I have interest outside of football that I get to explore now on the career path that we have. So it gives us the balance that I just don't know that scouts are afforded. So for me, I wish I could say it was like this epiphany that happened overnight. And I said, hey, I'm going to leave the world of scouting. I'm going to go work for ESPN. It wasn't as smooth as that. It took a few years to kind of get from the world of the NFL into the ESPN vortex. But once I found my way here, I kind of felt like maybe this is what I was supposed to be doing from the jump.
That's a great story. One thing I took away from it was sounds like your first wedding you were invited to was a fall wedding. Am I correct in assuming that?
Yeah, it was a borderline illegal call by that person.
That's what I was going to say. Is should we completely abolish the fall wedding? Does that need to go away?
Totally, 100%. I don't even acknowledge fall weddings now.
Yeah.
I feel like I skipped a couple. This you guys will love this. When I was first getting started in the world, I was actually like ball boying for the Patriots way back in the day. I'm from Massachusetts, and I was there during some of the glory, some of the best. It was a long run, but some of those glory
2
years
decades.
I was there.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, there may not be, of the players that left like the greatest impressions on me during my time working with the Pats, Vrabes is right up there, man. He might be number one. And the thing that I loved about Vrabes was I was like a 14-year-old who at the time really thought that I was like going to become something as a football player, not an NFL player, but I thought like I'd have a chance to go on and become like a very successful high school football player, and then maybe play at the college level, which I did. I sucked, but D3 backup, bench warmer only.
Right, but at the time,
I was thinking big, right? I was thinking, Michigan, Nebraska, that kind of stuff. And Vrabes used to humble the crap out of me every day, man. That guy, and that's the thing about Vrabes, is that one of the greatest qualities he has, doesn't matter if you're best player on the team, last player on the roster, he's going to tell you exactly how it is. And I'll never forget, I think there was one time where Belichick had made a comment to Vrabel about how, hey, I'm going into whatever year it was, and I'm trying to maybe get under the recruiting radar for some small Division III colleges. And then later on, like a practice a day or two later, I was maybe running wind sprints or something, or running routes on air as the team was going through walkthrough, whatever it was, doing something to try to help out, do something meaningful. And Vrabes was just chirping me from all out of nowhere, just like something to the effect of like, Bill, you told me this kid's trying to get recruited to play football in college, watching the way that I was running. So Vrabes let me have it then. He still lets me have it to this day. And one of the many reasons why I admire that guy.
Admire is an interesting way after telling that story.
No, you know what though? Hey, I learned a lot of lessons from him. If you can handle, some honesty from Vrabes, you're going to be all right.
Yeah, listen, you're talking to two guys that have been on that exact end of a story. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, the feeling you have psychologically and mentally is the same as a 7-year NFL vet when he's beating me down verbally, or a 14-year-old boy trying to play some high school ball.
I know, dude. Like, that was just trying to get my spirits up. And Vrabes, like, just no matter who it is. Again, 14-year veteran or 14-year-old kid, he's going to be honest with you. That's for sure.
Yeah. I tend to think if there was like the military, how they have like POWs. Yeah. If they took Vrabel and they just had them like look at the POWs and like just be demonstrative toward them, they get a lot more information out of them. That they would just beat them down verbally over and over again. Do you think Roger Goodell was behind Will Compton year 10?
I have some, I thought about that a lot. I do have a lot of questions about that. Because I want to say that year that like you were like, it was the year prior in which like you were undefeated with the Raiders and they went something like 0-6 down the stretch and then like 2-0 when you were on the roster. I'm merely pointing out numbers here. That's all.
The playoff.
I've wondered a lot. Like, are we talking about a Canton career if he gets one more year? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, we're talking about Canton career. We're talking about a Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl. We're talking about a lot of things that would maybe mess up the script.
In the mix, hardcore, when all that was going down in Field. Shout out you. You were massive. Like, you had fun with it. Massive supporter of the year 10. Always getting the breaking news. I don't know what source you had it from. But the Falcons were in the mix.
They were in the
playoff Willie time. It wasn't allowed.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden they drop a few.
Yeah.
Very into the season. We maybe still like they're already out of the playoffs. The magic's over.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Weren't the Titans like? Did you have like a visit with the Titans too, and the whole city in Nashville was buzzing for like 24 hours? Or did I make that part up?
City was buzzing when Willie C did have a workout with the Titans. Raiders were on the table. That was the year before in year 9.
Okay, there we go.
Or was
That's
that
what it
year
was.
8?
Yeah.
I kind of.
20. You talking about 2020?
Yeah, 2020.
2020.
2020 Raiders were on the table.
Yep.
Was holding out. I'm like, listen, I ain't gotta do
Right.
nothing. There ain't no signing bonus on the table. I'm just getting vet
Yeah.
minimum here. I can kind of just chill because the resume's there. You can drop me off in the helicopter and I'll figure out the playbook overnight. And then I got a visit with the Titans. Got to do a little workout. They end up signing me. I think we go 11-5 that year.
Yep.
First, we had the
Number one seed. Yeah.
We lose that game. Then the next year was kind of wait and see. Then it was the Raiders get us into the playoffs. They cut me.
Yeah.
See what happened.
Yeah.
They lost.
Remember
Right.
that? Lost
Yeah.
the next game, right?
Yeah.
Lost the next game. Once you get a real
Against the
Compton,
Bengals.
things just go downhill, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's massive. That's massive for you to have Wills back in that situation when a lot of people were just siding on the edge of power of Roger Goodell. They were afraid to take on the big dog, and you were a man that stood 10 toes down. We appreciate you for that.
I do have again, bringing it back to fantasy, what are some of the best and worst fantasy punishment ideas that you've heard of? Or maybe some that are currently happening?
Yeah, I mean, so like the most popular one these days, definitely number one, is some variation of either you go to a bar or Waffle House and you get 24 hours to start. It's like shot or beer is 30 minutes off. Maybe a shot and a beer like at the same time is like, 90 minutes off. There's some sort of like, almost like a supercharge there if you can take 2 down at once in one sort of one fell swoop. Waffle House, it's like every waffle you eat, you take off an hour and you go until, some people are there for 8 hours because they pound 16 waffles or something like that. That's always a fun one. The person always comes out worse for it in the end. I play in a league. It's a bunch of buddies who all work at a brewery, and the loser every year has to run 8.5 miles from one location to a specific bar. And these guys, they work at a brewery. They can all drink. These guys can all really drink. And during the time that person is running, the rest of the group is at that bar running up a tab on that person's card. And, if you find an athletic guy, it might be an hour and a half. You find an unathletic guy, and that might be 2:15 and 2 hours and 15 minutes for 11 guys at a bar, 10 of which work at a brewery. Like, that number gets pretty significant in a hurry there. That's always one of my favorite ones each year.
I love that. I do. Our punishment this year in our league, I'd like to get your evaluation on it, is whoever gets last in the league, because we are doing a 2 GM league, as Will pointed out earlier, we have a stream room. They have to spend 24 hours in that stream room together. What are your thoughts on that? It will be streamed.
Hours. Oh, that's a long time, man. That's going to be what kind of like entertainment do they have available for 24 hours? Basically nothing.
We're working on that.
2 viewers.
Yeah, I think it'll be the viewers. It'll be up to them. I think every hour maybe we take something away.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I do like that right there.
Like a Mr. Beast video. That'd be good.
So all of a sudden, hey, take off your pants. You don't get that pants on.
Yeah,
anymore.
no pants anymore for you. Oh, no underwear anymore as well. And a lot of these hypotheticals, this is not a hypothetical. Will is 0-4, and because of your judgment, sounds like he's going to go 0-5 because he's missing 3 slots this week. That's Will Compton and Matt Malone are looking at a tough situation right now in our fantasy
long season
league.
though. Long season. We've got to dig our way
yeah.
out
A lot of ball left.
I will. I'll say this:
not last.
of all the teams that I would prefer to go last place in our league, it's by far Will Compton and Matt Malone. It's by far the dynamic of those two for 24 hours. And it's nothing against either. Will is my best friend.
Yeah.
It's nothing against them. It just seeing that for 24 hours will be must-see TV.
Well, and I got to say this, and I'm not trying to come on the show and just make someone feel good about themselves. But if I know one thing about Will Compton, it's that you make lemonade, like that's what you do. You get lemons, you make lemonade,
That's
right?
true,
Like
he does.
24 hours, that would probably be an incredibly, like there'd be a ton of viewers on that stream right there. You got to shave your head on national TV, you'll do it. You got to sit in a stream room for 24 hours with nothing to do, you'll find a way to make it entertaining for America.
I love that. I love your compliment.
Let me go last now.
I know. Now I want you to finish. I want you to go 0-17 this year.
Yeah. I love your compliment. Let me come in with a little cut down at the knees. Here's something Will Compton's great at. Great at content, great at sitting on with a microphone and delivering to the people. What Will Compton's not great at is spending 24 whole hours being entertaining. That boy gets sleepy quickly. He gets grumpy quickly. And with Matt Malone on there, that's where the content's going to come from. And that's what makes it so beautiful. So I guess you're right. Yeah, it's going to be must-see TV. Will's going to have
I think it might be.
But it'll be at his demise, which, yeah, it's just getting better and better the more I talk about it.
Oh, man.
Before we get you out of here, we have a Bud Light question we give to everybody. Bud Light, it's something that people would do anything for. A clean, crisp, cold Bud Light. Field Yates, what would you do anything for? Can't say family.
What would I do anything for?
Right. We had Brock Bowers on here. He said he'd do anything for a nice steak.
Nice steak?
Yeah, a nice steak. Meat Eater. Who's Meat Eater?
Steve
Ranella. He said there's a documentary that he doesn't care if no one cares about it. He wants to make it. He wants to do it. At some point in his life, he's going to make that documentary. So what is something you would do anything for?
All right. So we started off talking about some of the ESPN camaraderie. There's a 16-team fantasy football league at ESPN. It's called the War Room. Schefter's in it, Rex Ryan's in it, Brewski's in it. A lot of the names that you know from ESPN are in it. It's a great, great league. I think this is year 7 for me, and I've yet to win the league. And it's one of those things that, like, once you get one, I really would say it's basically like winning the Super Bowl. Like, you just have to have one in your ledger, and you're forever a Super Bowl champion. I would do anything to win the War Room League. Anything.
I do. I respect
I get one.
that.
I could go 0 for infinity after one championship. If I get that one championship, and I'm telling you, if anybody in the War Room League happens to see or listen to this, they will agree with that assessment right there.
How many out of the 16? How many are champions? Like, do we have some repeat cats right now?
So I believe there's been just one multiple time winner in league history, and we've had a little bit of turnover. So the only parameter is someone you have to work at ESPN. So we've had some people that either previously worked at ESPN that are no longer there, or people that have just elected to leave the league for whatever reason. So I know the league is like 15 or 16 years old. So I'm not one of the original members, but I think there are maybe like 1 or 2 people that have won it multiple times. I don't believe there's ever been a repeat champion.
Is there a multiple time champion currently in the league?
Yeah, I believe the only one that's in the league right now is Seth Markman, who I mentioned earlier is ahead of the NFL TV stuff. So he's got the secret sauce on fantasy football.
You know that pain Field to say his name too. Like,
yeah,
he is the number one dog right now.
Number one dog. Mr. Yates.
We're getting there though.
As an individual who's won back-to-back league championships, I will tell you, it is such a great feeling. It's so hard.
The bragging rights are awesome.
It is. It's nice. And you just kind of let you do your thing, and you let everybody, they forget about it. And then once fantasy football comes back up in the fall, you just quietly let everybody know. You know who won the last 2?
Back to back, baby.
Back to back. It's beautiful. We appreciate you. We appreciate you coming on the show.
Yes, dude. Thank you. This has been a great time. Good laughs. And listen, we'll have to get another check in at some point as this league gets close to the end or gets come playoff time.
Yes,
I might have to invite myself down to Nashville. I feel like it would hit a little bit different in person on the bus.
I would love that.
Invite myself down to your domain, but
that's how we prefer it. We would rather have people on the bus.
We're getting used to this whole Zoom thing right now, but being face to face is the best move for sure.
Yeah, and you guys have just a slight edge over Connecticut weather. Actually, it's nice up here in New England today, but in about 3 weeks it'll be getting dark at 4:30 and probably about 35 degrees out.
Yeah,
yeah. Time to get the hell out.
You're telling me.
Yeah. All right, brother. We appreciate you, man.
Thanks, guys.
Can't wait for the check-in soon.
Big hugs, tiny kisses. Thank you, Field.
Boys, that was Field Yates. Let's talk about the Gooner of the Month. The Gooner of the Month is always presented by True Classic. The Pima shirt's the one I'm wearing right now. It's got a great little grab on the upper, lets you have a little love in the middle, and then has a nice little curve on the sides. Makes you feel great all the time. Phenomenal.
Great for undershirts as well.
Great for undershirts as well.
True Classic under the
you
flannel.
do look so sharp today.
Thank you, brother.
You look very fallish. You can find True Classic at Amazon and Costco, Sam's Club, and Target nationwide or online at trueclassic.com/Bussin. Look good, feel good, play good. Our Gooner of the Month. Votes took place last week. Lot of votes, a lot of people, multiple votes, but there will only be one winner. And that one winner is Ryan Nolan.
Let's go!
Shout out Ryan!
Shout out Ryan Burrow, baby.
Ryan's done an incredible job, dude. We talked to you guys earlier in the show
Also
about
the commissioner of our fantasy football league.
also the commissioner, which, Didn't have the best look. Didn't have the best look with Field Yates just now. But Ryan does an amazing job along with Clump as well, helping us get prepared for ESPN. He's always dialed in. He does a Reader's Digest every Sunday to give us a breakdown of what's going to happen in the week, what's coming up in the weeks in the future. Was a core value of the week, wins, learns, all the things. The guy just totally keeps us dialed in. Congratulations to Ryan Nolan.
Great dude, too.
Great guy.
Great dude.
Here he is. Bring it on the bus.
Oh, hey, Ryan, you might as well come on in here. Come on in here, brother. By the way, we had this True Classic. We had this thing drawn up to kind of pull it out of the folder to shout out who's going to be the Gooner of the month. It is Ryan Nolan. Ryan Nolan.
You got Ryan.
Humble guy.
Humble. I am honored. I appreciate every one of you guys. Couldn't do it without you guys, and yeah, I'm blessed.
Hell
lucky.
Yeah. Hey, Ryan, pick up the mic. There's, as you know, controversy's been trying to come to the top around our fantasy football league. I'm assuming you have questions that you would like answers to.
No, I mean, I got all the answers I needed from Field Yates. So I just think.
But shouldn't you bring those to the somebody who is the
Ryan
commissioner?
knows how I feel.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday a little bit.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. We've had the conversation. If that's how you guys want to handle business, I just don't want to hear anything else about me and how I handle my business from now on. If that's the road you guys want to go down, all good.
Are you comparing it to the situation a couple years ago?
Compared to the situation a couple years ago, there's always this thing around Taylor about, Taylor, he always bends the rules a little bit. It's okay. All right. If everybody wants to throw stones at a glass house, that's fine. Just know that you also live in a glass house now.
Hang on, there's just to be clear, the what you were trying to pull a couple years ago, there was, hey, you can drive my vehicle around for the next few months. Like, there's money under the table. Hey, can we let this? Like, there was
all alleged,
collusion going on.
That is all alleged. And actual collusion. This is actual collusion.
Hang on, pull up the definition of collusion.
You guys are hanging.
Sure, please do that.
You guys are hanging on we were talking in front of everybody as if it was like a conference meeting room taking place about an action that was going to happen. You guys were talking in the corner with yourself while we were all getting ready for fantasy football. I remember talking about entourage.
It was said out loud on the trade
Secret
that was
or illegal
happening.
Cooperation or conspiracy, especially in order to cheat or deceive others.
It was definitely said out loud because I was on the complete other side of the stream room and heard it being talked about.
It was said out loud.
Listen, you guys
and
do
again,
whatever you
questions were being asked because again, as a GM of the league, I'm more so leaning on the group and the commissioner. Hey, how do we want to function with this trade? Because if we're playing our guys this week, we can obviously put in the guys that we have on our bench right now. But if we're going to get points back because the trade's going to go through, then we will leave our spots open. So trying my best as GM to kind of follow the rules. Again, there's no secrecy, nothing with collusion trying to take place, no secrecy going on, nothing illegally trying to get done or get on top of anybody, simply trying to follow the rules.
Right.
And you're bringing the question up on, you brought it up yesterday versus saying something then because you are down right now and Pacheco needs to put up like around 25 or 24 to win the game. I think we're up.
If everything stays the way it is right now.
Right, but we have 3 spots open because our points are getting put on the board.
That's what we're talking about.
Right, but if that trade wasn't going to go through, we still have JSN. Like, we have guys where we're still getting 40. Like, the game would still be, Pacheco would still need to have a big game.
Right, so we're playing a football game. I trade for a bunch of guys, but they end up playing the game for their team. I just go, all the points they scored, that counts towards our score now. So we get more points.
But going into
these guys, we sat these guys. I understand.
What Will's saying is, even if he didn't make that trade and had those guys still on his team, they still scored 40 more points, so he still would have won.
All right.
Right. Yeah.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda, all the things. I look at the scoreboard on my fantasy app and I see what it is. And if you guys want to change the outcome of the game, you guys go ahead and do that. I'm not going to take it personal. I went in with my draft and I was like, if I can go 3-3 in the first 6 weeks,
your buddy's draft,
that's a huge win. So for me, it's like, all good.
It doesn't sound like it's all good. It sounds like you're pretty fired up right now.
No. I've literally said you guys do whatever you want.
Do we know what the score is right now?
The score would be Pacheco would need like 24 or 25 for them to win the game.
Without even your players in, you guys are beating them 139 to 116. So you're winning by 20 without any players in. So they might not even beat you.
Look at their matchup right.
You got to look at the matchup.
Club, you gotta read the things before you say things.
Who'd you trade?
I traded Devontae Adams, Zay Flowers, and Devon Achane.
None of those people are in their lineup on mine.
Because they're on my roster
Oh, I'm saying you're winning even without anyone.
Because
in.
We're
they're
not
still
currently.
labeled
We
as
have
on my
96
team now.
points.
Yeah.
Oh, you added.
Look,
Okay,
if you go to my team and you add the points between the three of them,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I took that total, added it to
doesn't
Will's
show that on
team
the app.
total.
Yeah.
I just want to throw this out there. We did consult chat GBT to see if there was any collusion in the past with Taylor with the Bussin Fantasy League. It said no collusion to be found.
Yeah.
That's on chat GPT.
Right. That's never wrong.
Look, Taylor's
It
got a
also said,
scummy
well, we're
resume.
elite
I
athletes.
understand he's trying to clear right now, but
Classic Will defense mechanism. Let's attack Taylor's character. All good, man. You guys do what you want.
okay.
You handle your business the way you want to handle business.
Just
Like
hope
I said-
Pacheco wins.
Like I said, I go 3-3. I said at the beginning of the year, if I go 3-3 in the first 6 weeks, I feel real good about it. All right. We had every guy on bye this week. We had to makeshift a bunch of things. It's all good.
Yeah, it doesn't even seem like it was going to be a topic of discussion.
What do we mean?
Like I'm saying, this was never like the game was going to play out the way it plays out. So people were just saying there's some collusion going on. People are trying to, bring some drama to the league, and it only came from a couple spots, and you were one of them.
No, I think a lot of people have been talking about how there's a lot of collusion going on, especially with this situation.
Who
but
else?
I think every other team.
I don't think so. Jeremy was like, hey, Clump was like, hey, he heard it out loud. Everybody
Jimmy
knows the
says a
trade
lot
was
of things
going
in front of you and says a lot of things different in front of me. I'll say that. It's all good. I'm not here to put anybody on blast.
I said I understand.
I'm not here to put anybody on blast.
Yeah.
It's all
I
good,
understand
man.
people being like weird about it if they weren't talking about it out loud in front of everyone.
No,
I did
listen,
hear them.
like
say
I said, we
I questioned it. I was the first one
Right.
who questioned it,
And
the
I was
subject-
dribbling down, and Ryan will tell you before the game started yesterday, I'm like, hey, I just want to be clear. I'm leaving these spaces open because the points are getting added. If not, I need to put in the guys who were going to play yesterday.
I said it out loud, very loudly in the stream room. Wait, hold on a minute. What are you
Yeah.
guys doing over there?
Very tried and true, just making sure we go about it the right way.
At the end of the
I know
day,
there's a
boys,
lot of
it's all
integrity
about
in
if you
this
can lay
league.
your head on the pillow at night, and it sounds like you guys can, so we're all good. No worries. Fantasy football, it's a hell of a time.
It's just a game.
It's just a
Just
game.
a game. We're having
It's just a
fun.
game.
But it's a lot of fun. It's a
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
game. Yes.
Exactly.
Just
We
trying
feel
to-
good?
Just trying to keep a clean league going on.
Oh, I love it, man.
Big
What a
hugs,
show.
tiny kisses. We will see you guys. If you tune in for the dads tomorrow, we got locker room college football coming out tomorrow evening. We got the NFL locker room coming out Thursday morning. The boys will also be on Get Up Thursday morning. And we will be at the Red River Rivalry this weekend, Texas and Oklahoma at Terry Black's for a live show.
Special guest, surprise guest.
Surprise guest.
Special surprise guest.
You can announce.
No, we can't. Surprise, no,
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 surprise guest.
special
surprise guest.